and welcome back to another episode of the Corner of Craft podcast. I hope that you're all well and that you've had a lovely fortnight since I last talked to you. It's mad that it's passed so quickly, but at the same time it's very slow. I don't really know what's happening, but I have a new dress on, so everything's fine. I got a bit sunburnt the other day, like 2 weeks ago. And you can still see it, and it's different from the neckline of my dress, but I've decided to not let it bother me. Oh, elephant in the room, I also dyed my hair because it was a faded mess, and I decided I deserved a little treat. It's much darker than I thought it was going to be, but that's what I get for mixing together various colours that I have to try and make something a bit unique, and I just ended up with something kind of on a purpley shade of normal, so I embraced it, blah blah blah, with the lipstick. Feel like I look a bit too autumnal, but it's been really gross weather here in the UK, so the sun is out now though. Good news is builders next door have been super quiet all day, so they'll probably start clanging around any second. As I've already said, my name is Hannah. If you are new here, hello, welcome to the party. I hope that you enjoy your time here enough to click subscribe. This is a knitting and crochet podcast, and yeah, I am the business owner of the Corner of Craft, which is a small online based business that I run out of my house. I make hand beaded stitch markers, some of which you'll see in this video if you hang around, and also I dye yarn in colours inspired by Dungeons and Dragons. I just kicked the tripod because I love Dungeons and Dragons, and I thought it would be super cool to combine my love of Dungeons and Dragons with my love of yarn. They work very well together in sweet, sweet harmony. If you're not new here, hi, you already knew all that. Thanks for sitting through it. It's nice to see your little face again. I've missed you. I hope that you've got a cup of tea / coffee / beverage of choice, if it's after a certain time. A glass of wine, perhaps. Although saying that, it's always 5 o'clock somewhere, isn't it? So I've been doing some knitting, not a whole lot of knitting, over the past fortnight. But that is because, for good reason, this coming Saturday, the 18th of July, I am participating in the Virtual Yorkshire Yarn Fest. Yorkshire Yarn Fest was a festival that happened in York, and I was meant to vend there physically in person in March. Those were words in my head. They did not come out as words around the end of March. And since then she switched to online, she being Sophie, the organiser, switched to online, and they've been hugely successful. They've been one a month. I'm participating in July's, and yeah, I've got some new stitch markers coming your way, I've got some new yarn coming your way, I've got some yarn that I still need to twist, but you'll be seeing what's coming in the shop later. See, now I've gathered all the yarn that's going to be in the shop. It doesn't actually look like it's that much, but at the same time, this is just a couple of skeins of each of the colours. So it's actually more than it looks. Anyway, I hope that you are all well. Like I've said, if you'd like to follow me on social media, please feel free. I did everything in the wrong order. Links can all be found in the description box below, along with podcast notes, which are not going to be on Ravelry anymore. They are on my website, on a blog. They'll be in the pinned comments. Hopefully that worked for everyone last time. I didn't get anyone telling me that it didn't work last time. And I am running a knit along. It is the Crit and Knit Cal. Knit something in fantasy themed yarn or pattern, i.e. Dungeons and Dragons yarn, handily, like I sell. Yeah, that's going on until August the 31st. That one is going to remain on Ravelry, only because I started it in February and I don't want people that have already been chatting and whatnot to be punished for Ravelry's mistakes. So if anyone has anything they would like to post in the Crit and Knit Cal thread and is unable to currently use Ravelry, please let me know and I will post for you, and then you are still entered. Oh, I keep kicking the tripod. I need to uncross my legs. So the tea I'm drinking today, because I know you're all dying to know, is Bird and Blend, as it so often is. It's too hot. It's way too hot. Butterbrew is the tea I'm drinking. And good news, it's based on Harry Potter butterbeer. Good news, Butterbrew is coming back for their Christmas in July sale, which I believe is the 22nd of July, which is next Wednesday. So be sure to sign up to their newsletter because it sold out so quickly last time and it's so delicious. Might have to be sat poised on the website. But yes, if you would like to get 20% off your tea and matcha from Bird and Blend, feel free to use the code HannahTBird20, all capital letters except for the numbers because there are no capital letters of numbers. And yes, that should get you 20% off your tea and matcha, and it is an affiliate code, so I get a little kickback my way the first time that you use it. Link. I feel like I'm a little bit jumbled and a little bit all over the place, and it's partly because I'm very disorganized. That's not true. I've tried to be really organised with Yorkshire Yarn Fest. Yeah, I'm going down to see my parents on Monday, and it will be the first time that I've seen them since the beginning of March. So I've decided to go and stay with them for a week or so. So I was trying to take stuff down with me that I could do while I was down there. And twisting mini skeins was really the only thing, for Advents, which is really the only thing that I had going for me. So I've been trying to like dye up Advent minis, which is why I don't have as much yarn going in the shop, but I do have a crap ton of stitch markers going in the shop, so balances out. But yeah, I basically got up early this morning, packaged all of the Stitch Marker Club and Yarn Club, went to the post office, did my makeup, and it's now 2:15. It took me all morning to package those orders. Oh, amazing, amazing. But yeah, I still need to label all of the yarn that's going in the shop, and I still need to twist some of them, so I think that might be this evening's job. And then tomorrow's job is photography and getting the listings on the website. So I'm ready for 9 AM. 9 AM Saturday. I don't know if I said the time before. Right. You didn't come here necessarily to sit and listen to me talk about everything for around 8 minutes. That's a really long time. That was a constant stream of consciousness. I need a drink, but my tea is too hot. Cool, right. Let's start with the things that I haven't done any work on. Living in my tea project bag with my Caduceus clay pin from Critical Role. Oh my goodness, I'm so glad they're back on. I had like a hardcore binge watching session and I'm all caught up with it. By hardcore binge watching session, I mean I didn't. I was already up to date. I watched the new one and then I've watched the next one. I don't know what I'm on about. I finished watching last Thursday's today while I was packaging, because I watch them when they go up on YouTube on Monday. Socks. I'm knitting socks. This yarn is Winter Rainbow. It is by the Yarn Badger. Of course they've started making noise next door. For those of you who are new, I live in a terraced house, and next door, this side, sold at the end of last year. Someone has bought it, completely gutted it, and has constantly been doing building works on it since. This sock yarn is beautiful. It is her yak sock base, which has a beautiful grey tint to it. 60% superwash merino, 20% silk and 20% yak. So it's beautifully shiny and soft, and it's going to be so warm. And it's Liz of the Yarn Badger. She's a fantastic human. She makes beautiful self-striping yarn. I have another one of hers right here. But yes, this yarn was actually a wedding present to me from her, because I'd ordered it and told my mum to go pick it up from Nottingham Yarn Expo, because I got married the day before Nottingham Yarn Expo, so I didn't go and collect it because I went on my honeymoon, like my mini moon, and yeah, hit myself in the face. And yes, she then refunded me and gifted it to me because she's too cute. But yeah, it's a rainbow dyed over the grey base, which makes beautiful socks. I had a comment last time asking if I can show stuff on the screen for a bit longer, so I will try. I'm sorry for flashing it around before. This is the stitch marker that is living on the sock. It's one of my hand beaded stitch markers. It is a sloth or a sloth, and as you can see, I have not knit at all on it, so can't all be perfect, although we like to try. My tea bag is by Debbie of Down Sheepy Lane. She makes beautiful project bags and also dyes beautiful yarn, one of which, well, I've got 3 skeins of this that I bought for myself last birthday. Maybe I'll try and knit it up and get like a birthday jumper out of it for this year. Who knows? So while we're talking about socks, I may as well stick to socks. This is in my Bertie and Poppet bag. The beautiful Jill, Nottingham based maker. We love it, we love to see it. That's where I am. I can't remember if I said I'm in Nottingham in the UK. This is what happens when I do my intro, or when I try and like switch up my intro a little bit. Note to self, change nothing. Yes, so this project bag is, yeah, cool. Dragons. Everything is vaguely Dungeons and Dragons themed. It's got fire in the inside. Whoop. And it's really nicely quilted, so you can fold the top of the bag down and it makes like a little yarn bucket. So in here are my Ellen socks. So, at least I'm calling them my Ellen socks. We actually have a hoe. For the uninitiated, it's a half object. Yeah. Just trying to put it on my sock blocker, but I'm about as graceful as a slug. Slugs can be quite graceful, I suppose. I'm about as graceful as a fly. I don't know, something not graceful. I'm gonna stick with slug. So these are the Sterntaler socks. It is a beautiful pattern by Becky Sorensen, aka Soprano Knits, aka a beautiful human being whom is my best friend. And the pattern is available for free if you sign up to her fantastic newsletter. It's really cool. So this is knit out of my Ellen colourway. Ellen is the character that I play in Dungeons and Dragons, so I thought it only fitting that she has her own colourway, and it seemed to sell pretty well, so you seem to like it as well. So I have actually dyed up some more of this for Yorkshire Yarn Fest on Saturday. Once again on the sparkle base, but also on my DK base, my sturdy sock, which is a BFL nylon, and my merino sock, which is self-explanatory. So this base is 75% superwash. Oh, I really messed it up last time. 75% superwash merino, 15% nylon, and 10% lurex, I think. I'll correct it on the screen. But yeah, it's so, let's try and get it to focus. Get off my face. So sparkly. Well, in person it's so sparkly. So I was here last time I podcast, so I finished a whole sock, and I'm actually quite a chunk of the way through my next sock. I have turned the heel. My heel of choice is the New Depths heel. Once again, it is by Becky, because I have a very high arch in my foot, like the middle of my foot, like the inside of the middle of my foot, does that make sense? Doesn't actually touch the floor. And then my toes go up at the end. It's a bit weird. I'm going to stop talking about my feet. It's a bit creepy. I'm going to attract the wrong people onto my channel. Oh goodness. The YouTube algorithm. I don't really want to become a feet channel. Yes, New Depths heel. I find for me the ideal optimal increase is 6 stitches, 3 on each side, obviously, and then yeah, it fits my heel really well. Now this yarn is a bit of a thicker sock yarn than I'm used to, so these have come up a little bit loose, but at the same time like they're not falling off my feet. I used to be a super tight knitter, so I don't know what's happened, but obviously I've relaxed because it's a lot less loose now. No, it's a lot less tight now. But yes, my speckles are starting to pull a bit on the front, but on the back they're not really pulling that much at all, so not quite sure what's happening there, but you know, we're just rolling with it, we're embracing it. It is the beauty of hand-dyed yarn, and I'm pretty sure this section has way more sections. No, this sock has way more speckles on it than this sock. I try my best. I try my best. So this is what I have remaining. And yeah, I'm so happy with this colour. Like, I look at it and I just think, yeah, that is the colour of my D&D character. For those who haven't been here before, my Dungeons and Dragons character is a firbolg or firbolg. I've always called it a firbolg because it's F-I-R, like fur. Which she's like a 7 foot light blue fluffy, not fluffy, furry druid. So she does magic using the power of nature. So that is her. So she's always covered in like green and a bit of moss, and her armour is brown, and she's got like auburny hair, and she's pretty cool, and she talks way too much. I have talked about her before, but one of her characteristics is when she meets a new person, she just like talks and talks and talks and talks and talks, kind of a bit like me. But I have found since we've switched to playing online, it is much more difficult for me to do that, and I don't know why. I find it way easier to play Dungeons and Dragons in person. My mind just drifts when I play online, and I don't know what it is, but it is very annoying. I don't want to mess up my lipstick. Cool, next project. So the project I've been obsessed with is my crochet blanket. Now, I haven't actually added any strips of squares onto it from last time, I don't think. I'm pretty sure I haven't. But this is my Scrappy Granny Square blanket. I'm using all 4-ply odds and ends or mini skeins that I've either been gifted, or other people's odds and ends, or mini skeins that I've bought myself, you know, that kind of thing. I had a big old box of scraps back there, and I think I might make up some mini skein sets with them for other people who want to join the blanket fun. But I'm using a 3mm crochet hook, 4-ply yarn, sock yarn, and 6 rounds on each square. And I've seen that Alison of Lofty Loops has joined the party, the crochet blanket party. So if you also want to join the crochet blanket party of Granny Square love, I'd love to see it. So please feel free to tag me in your pictures or on Instagram stories, because it would make my day. I just want everyone to have such nice blankets. And yes, I'm using undyed, an undyed skein of Sturdy Sock as my outside colour to join them all together. And then I'm joining them together using the Join As You Go method, which I do actually have a tutorial for on my YouTube channel, but it was filmed like 7 years ago, so it's not the best. I mean, it doesn't quite look like it was filmed on a potato, but you know, 23-year-old me, I don't know. Maybe I am the same. I was going to say I've changed quite a lot, but I don't know if I have. Which is also concerning if I haven't changed in 7 years. Anyway, blanket's really nice. I'm really enjoying working on it. But while I haven't joined any squares onto it, that is not to say I have not been working hard. So Suzanne of Green Lambkin Yarns, sorry, my brain just blanked completely, sent me some leftover scraps of yarn that she had, and she was far too generous with them, so I have been working my way through those. In fact, I've almost used them all up. Hindsight, should have saved them for when I'm going down to my parents. That's fine. Yeah, I also was impatient and took some of my Ellen colour from the middle and made the granny square. So this is what Ellen looks like crocheted up. And then yeah, I've got beautiful colours. And I've got some of Giddy Yarn's June mini skein clubs. This is not one of them because I don't want to do spoilers for anyone. But it's just so cool. And because Suzanne works with, oh goodness, I'm not going to show you every single one because no, I'm sure you don't care that much. This is gorgeous. I've forgotten what colour this is, but it's so fun. And because Suzanne is the best and loves knitting with sparkle yarn, I have a ton of sparkly yarns now that will be going into my blanket, and I love that. It's just a huge injection of sparkle because I was severely lacking before. Just a bit of sparkle in my life. So I do have yet another granny square accordion. But yeah, please feel free to come and join the party, the crochet blanket party. I'm sure Alison will vouch as well. I mean, I don't want to speak for her. I'm going to. Alison and I, Lofty Loops Yarns, Alison and I would love to see your crochet blankets. So come and join us. Join the Scrappy Granny Blanket Party. Treat yourself. That was quite forceful. Alison, I'm really sorry if I've just dragged you into something you had no interest in. I just want to have so much fun all the time. Anyway, speaking of crochet, this shawl, I'm dragging it out, I don't know why. So, living in my cat sushi bag, which Becky of Soprano Knits so kindly made for me when Mario and I moved from Germany to the UK. If you're new, you've missed a lot. There's a lot of videos you can catch up on if you find me bearable. Just play me in the background. White noise. I'm in a bit of a mood today and I don't know what it is. So, I am knitting a spring fling triangle scarf. Is that what it's called? And I will, ooh, it's very pretty. I will pop the name of the designer on the screen and also in the show notes. This would be a really cool jumper if I did this and then went down to, I don't have the talent to be able to design. I will leave that to the experts. So this yarn is Sable Yarns in the Kapow Cock colour, like peacock, but kapow. Sable yarn. Sable stands for Stash Acquisition Beyond Life Expectancy. See, I didn't know that, and I just looked at it and thought, sable, French for sand. And then, yeah, I found out what it meant and adjusted my pronunciation. Yes, so this is a beautiful gradient cake. I've gone from the inside out. I've started with the pink and I'm heading to this fantastic green. At the moment that we are at this delicious like tealy greeny colour, and to tell you what, I'm very much enjoying it. Since the last I spoke to you, I will show you my Shani May stitch marker. I've seen a lot of you have treated yourself to her stitch markers. She had a fantastic sale on recently and I'm not sorry for enabling you. Yeah, a little D20 stitch marker that colour coordinated beautifully with the yarn. But yeah, I've only done a few rows since. I have a lot of like finishing of stuff to do, so next week might be a bit of a craftcation. to steal Kristen of Villain Vines. I think it's her. Is it you, Kristen? Do you have craftcations? I feel like you do. And just take some time off other than twisting mini skeins to like bash out some whips and actually make them into finished things, so I can cast on new things with some of this. There's too much stash. I was hoping to have a de-stash on Saturday as well, but I have not had time to go through it, so that might be a different time. But yes, I'm very much enjoying this still. It's just a basic triangle shawl that's using like treble clusters, granny style. I'm using a 6mm hook, which is quite large for 4-ply. I feel like I should have gone smaller because this scarf might be massive by the time I'm done. At the same time, that might be quite nice. Who knows? I don't know why I'm using 6mm hook. I feel like I've made 2 of these before, and I feel like my other 2 I did not use a 6mm hook, so nobody knows. I sure as hell don't know, so I'm just gonna keep I can't change my hook size now. That would require ripping out the whole thing. You know what? I do not have the time nor the inclination to do that. But yes, this is Sable Yarns. This is a 75% superwash merino, 25% nylon, gradient, and ooh. Yeah. So the final thing that I have been working on is living in my Little Grey Girl project bag. My donut bag along with my Jester pin, also Critical Role. This is, oh, these pins are by Secret Cat Shop. Yes. My cardigan. This is a bit of a, because I'm knitting so and using so many of Becky's things, Soprano Knits things, I sound like I'm gushing quite a lot about her. I mean, she can't even watch the podcast at the moment because she's in the middle of Portugal with very little Wi-Fi as far as I'm aware. But she has managed to release a new pattern, which is pretty cool. So I'm partway through a row because I'm very organised. This is the Telegram cardigan by Becky Sorensen. I'm knitting this out of Chromatic Yarns, my hand-dyed yarn. And this is technically the Moonbeam colourway on a new base that I haven't got in the shop anywhere. It's a non-superwash base, and I'm a bit scared of dyeing up non-superwash yarn, so I dyed this up as like an experiment to see what it would be like. Would people be interested? I mean, it's not super soft, it's a little bit rustic. I haven't blocked it yet, so I don't know what it's going to feel like blocked, but would anyone be interested in seeing this in the shop? I don't know if I'd be able to do my like crazy speckles. We'll see. Just to put it out there. I have not put much work on this. Like I said, I haven't done an awful lot of knitting other than my Ellen socks, because I've left the house a couple of times, socially distanced, hung out with friends for the first time in months, and yeah, I've just been beading stitch markers, and you know how it is. Business takes over the life. So yes, I have only gone from, come on, focus. I have only gone from here to here, but yes, once again, on the staycation, I'm hoping to make a huge dent in this. Oh my goodness, and Becky shared on her Instagram stories the other day, the other day, I don't know when I'm going to post this, when do I have time to edit it, a Telegram sock, which is so cool. So it's the same kind of texture, and then has the cable going down it, and oh, it looks fantastic. Becky is so clever. But yes, I'm still going with this, and I need to finish it so I can wear it when it's cold, but we're due to get a bit of a heat wave apparently, so I don't know when that was going to be. Oh, the needle size I'm using for this, because Becky knits much looser than I do, I'm actually using 3.75mm needles. So my go-to theory with Becky's patterns, I still swatch because you always should, and I mean, I don't swatch with socks, but I swatch with clothing. See Becky's needle size and go up 2. That's what I do for myself, and then I start there. and then I can adjust to see how I need to adjust. Yeah, I've done a few test knits for Becky, and having to swatch multiple times, it's just not fun. So now I know that I'm about 2 needle sizes bigger than Becky's gauge. Yes, I'm really enjoying this knit. I just need to like do it. Another reason that I haven't been knitting as much is I had the idea months ago now, maybe like, I don't know when, maybe end of April, beginning of May. I've had a few friends outside of the knitting world start their own business, which is so exciting and amazing. And I've also had other people ask me a few times any advice and blah blah blah. And so I thought it would be really cool to do like just a mini series on YouTube about basically small business life. Not necessarily the day-to-day life, but like things you should consider before you set up your shop, or how to keep track of finances, or marketing things. And I'm not saying I'm an expert in it by any means, I am not, but I have learned quite a lot in the 7 years I have had the Corner of Craft, because yes, that is how long it's been, 7 years. And also I had another business before that making friendship bracelets, so I just thought it would be quite not useful, I don't know. You have all given so much to me in allowing my business to be my full-time income and supporting me, whether that's through liking and commenting on pictures, or watching my YouTube videos and commenting underneath what you're working on, and even buying my stuff, obviously, because that's what allows me to do this full time and survive. And I'm so thankful and grateful. I just want to do something and give something back. I don't know. I feel like I was going off on one of my Vlogmas stream of consciousness at the end of a night, like I do. But yeah, I'm just so grateful to each and every one of you, and I just wanted to do something. And so I got my little notebook out that's got licorice all sorts on it. Got it from Father Christmas a couple of years ago. Got to save a notebook for a special occasion. Whipped out my fancy fountain pen that was reduced from £20 to £2.50, and started to write, because I love writing with a fountain pen. My handwriting looks so neat. And started to make like pages of notes. And then from those pages of notes, I've written like a loose script for 2 of the videos, and I was hoping to film one this week and get it up next week while I'm away. But I don't think that's going to happen, so I think I might just take my make-cation. Is that what it's called? Is it craft-cation? Make-cation? I don't know. I can't remember, but take my notebook away with me and my little Chromebook, because I can't edit videos on there, and Mario might kill me if I actually take the laptop, because how is he going to play Destiny 2? How is he going to play Sea of Thieves? Yeah, and just try and flush out all of the videos that I want to do in the series, and then try and work on them through August maybe. Yeah, I just got really excited about it and really like passionate about it, and I don't know, if you're excited about something related to your business, which I guess making videos about how to run a business vaguely is related to my business, then I feel like you should like act on it. So I'm acting on it. So hopefully that will be interesting for some of you. Like I say, I'm not an expert. This is just an accumulation of things that I've learned over the years, and things that I wish that I'd known 7 years ago. I don't know. Maybe it will be crap and everyone will hate it, but maybe it won't be crap and people won't hate it. Right, enough self-doubting. Let's talk about something exciting. Saturday's shop update. So, like I said at the top of the video, I'm having a shop update this Saturday at 9 AM BST. The reason it is that time, because I know that's not a convenient time for everyone, is because it is Virtual Yorkshire Yarn Fest. I will be live streaming over on the Yorkshire Yarn Fest Instagram page. I'll pop a link in the show notes, and yes, I'm live streaming there from 8:45 AM till 9 AM. And then I thought, what better than to do my shop update right as my live stream ends, and then boom, you know, you're all like, cool, we've seen the things, now we can buy the things. That is the thought process. And then you've got, I think it's about 10-minute gap between the end of mine and the start of the next person's live stream, which is super cool. Because the first time it was like one, then one, then one, then one, then one, and then it's like, when do I have time to shop? You've got to have multiple screens going on. So we'll start off with stitch markers. Now these aren't all the stitch markers that are going in the shop. These are just new ones. Either new ones that I haven't had in the shop before, or things like my Halloween collection, or ones I've not had in the shop for a while. So to start off with, I don't know how to do this. Let's utilise my skirt. We have a rainbow going in. Seeing everyone's rainbows in the windows around here, I just thought, what better than a symbol of hope on your knitting projects. Now, for those who haven't watched before, these are hand beaded stitch markers, and I make them by sewing beads together one by one to make up the design. Super cool. They all come on findings like this, so they can be technically worn as earrings. Come on, there we go. And can be used for both crochet and knitting. Please excuse my horrible nails. I've been biting my nails like nobody's business. I think I'm stressed. And you can use them as stitch markers that you slide on your needles. I use them for that often, but also for progress keepers, and they are super lightweight, so they won't drag your project down at all, which is always nice. Even if you use like lace weight yarn, they're not super heavy. Even this little fella, he's pretty mahoosive and he is not heavy, so it's why we love them. I just want to decorate everyone's whips and make them more beautiful than they are. We have an owl going in. This, I believe, was December's Stitch Marker Club last year. He's such a cute little guy. I had to have him in the shop. We got a trio of monkeys going in. They're not 3 wise monkeys, but they are 3 pretty cute monkeys. I mean, they might be wise. I haven't had full-on conversations with them yet. Beep, beep. I don't know if I can show 3 at once. Skills I do not possess. Right, let's go one at a time then. We have a pink monkey and a purple one. And then we've got a fab turquoise one. Whoop. Come on. As usual, I will be, there we go, having multiples of each in the shop. There's not just one in the shop going, not just one of each going in the shop. I am going to be bringing back pumpkins. Hooray! These are always successful every year. They seem to sell very quickly. So yeah, this is my Halloween collection. I'm blurry. It won't be for long. It's my Halloween collection. So we've got the pumpkin, we've got a little ghosty with a pumpkin. He's kind of got iridescent grey beads around the outside, which is really cool. Using those same iridescent grey beads, I have these little bats going in. Pink ears, they are fantastic. And then we've got purple bats. Now these are new for this year. I have not done purple bats before, and also new for this year, I have not done turquoise bats before, because who's just to say that there aren't turquoise bats? I mean, probably science. I'm not a biologist. And then we've got little witch heads. Now the witch head was also a Stitch Marker Club for last October, but a different colour combo, I believe. I have gone with a classic green for Wicked Witch of the West. Then we have pumpkin sheep. which is essentially just a orange sheep. We have green sheep because it's been requested. Claire, I'm listening. It's been requested. Claire collects my stitch markers that I make. I say my stitch markers, I make them, but she collects the sheep. And she has pretty much every colour under the sun except for green. And I also haven't done a blue, but this is purple. Though it looks blue on this camera, it's definitely purple. And then, off Halloween, we have a pink dragon, and the wings are actually a very dark metallic, like a deep metallic purple colour, kind of like a wine colour, but they just look black on the screen, so thank you camera for that. We have an orange dragon with rose gold wings and highlights, kind of metallic, as you can see by the wiggling that I'm doing there. We've got a couple of beach huts. This colour I believe was a summer Stitch Marker Club last year, but beach hut one. And then I've also got a purple beach hut with a yellow contrast. And then I have a few pirate ships going in because it's been a very long time since I've had these in the shop. But yes, I got a request for a pirate ship and I was like, how can I say no? And then we have a cow. So I've got cow requests. So we've got cow with a full body and little tail. And then I've also done cow heads for people that want the cow but don't want the body. So those are all the stitch markers that will be going in the shop, along with some other ones. Fun surprise for you all. Fun surprise for me too, because I need to. So I have some show stock stitch markers that I've set off to the side, but I wanted some new ones, so I wasn't just putting the same ones in the shop the whole time. So I need to dig through those stitch markers and pop some in the shop. So the yarn that I have going in the shop now, I haven't dyed as much yarn as I wanted to, partly because we have had an offer accepted on a house. Now it's very early stages still, so don't get too excited. Everything could go tits up, but I'm thinking ahead. I don't really want to have to move with a ton of dyed yarn and also a ton of undyed yarn. So I've kind of done quite low yarn orders for bare yarn, and also haven't been like dyeing a ton of yarn. I should probably switch to pre-order in all fairness, but so I don't have a whole lot of colourways going in because I already had quite a few skeins of yarn in the shop, and then this past week my shop's kind of been a little bit cleared out, so I'm really sorry. But I will be having all of these colours across all of my bases. So that is across my Sturdy DK base, which is 100% Superwash Blue Face Leicester, my Sturdy sock base, which is 75% Superwash Blue Face Leicester and 25% nylon, my Merino sock base, which is so buttery soft, and that is 85% Superwash Merino, 15% nylon, and then my Sparkle sock base, which I talked about earlier, which is 75% Superwash Merino, 15% nylon, 10% Lurex, silver Lurex. So I just have a selection. I don't have them across all my bases here, but just some of them. So this is a new colourway for the shop, but was my colourway for, I believe, September's Knit Roll Yarn Club last year. So while this is D&D themed, it's kind of D&D adjacent because it's from Critical Role, which is an online streamed show in which voice actors play Dungeons and Dragons. So it's this is a bit of a niche reference, but the colourway was too fun. Hello Autumn, nice to meet you. So this is my Sturdy DK base, and this is my Merino sock base. Let's turn it to the front. So this is Do You Spice, which is just such beautiful autumnal speckled joy. I forgot how beautiful this skein was and dyed it up, and then thought, yes. So that's a new colour. So we have Ellen as well going back in the shop, as I already said. So this is my sparkle sock base at the top, and at the bottom I have my merino sock base. This is a light blue with speckles of like orangey browns and greens and yellow and kind of like an olivey green colour. Super cool. Another colourway that has been in the shop before and I posted about yesterday on Instagram actually is Wraith. This was one of my Halloween colours from last year, and Wraith is super fun. A Wraith is an undead evil spirit that lurks in the darkness, hates natural sunlight, is powerless actually in natural daylight, but in darkness can and will suck the life out of its victims and turn them into new wraiths. So super fun. Super fun. But it's like a pale grey with darker grey with neon green and yellow speckles, and yeah, it's a lot of fun. So this is my merino sock base and this is my sturdy sock base. See, there's different, just different lengths. So I just find it really funny. Another hit from last shop update, which was I believe the Wool Monty update actually, was Rose Keep. Now I had requests for this, so how could I say no? A rose keep is just a keep that has many roses in its garden. It's a bit of a homebrew thing that I found online that I thought fit the colourway really well. So it is a beautiful dusky pink with areas of a darker mauve colour, and then it's got speckles of green, it's got some blue in it, and I believe maybe also brown, I can't remember. Oh no, it's just got the mauvey colour speckled on as well. So once again, this is my sturdy sock base and my merino sock base. And yeah, super pretty. And the blue is from where the green dye has broken, so it's actually really nice. So obviously green dye is made up of green and yellow. But yeah, blue and yellow, sorry. So yeah, some blue dye has come through it, which is super pretty. Sorry if the angle changed, I ran out of memory. So the next skeins I'm going to have in the shop are this one, and it is called Sea Hag. Now Sea Hag was actually a bit of an accident. I was meant to be dyeing up Otto's Irresistible Dance, which is also coming, I'll show you in a second, but I accidentally got some blue on it. So I embraced it and dyed up Sea Hag, which is a beautiful denim blue colour with navy and green and really deep rich brown speckles, and whew, happy accident for sure. So because I gave you a sneak peek, Otto's Irresistible Dance was an overwhelming success. So I even have him dyed on sparkle sock yarn this time, and I don't actually have it in my hand right now, but yes, beautiful neons. Beautiful neon speckles, and I didn't write down the recipe, so I'm hoping it matches. The green is the green I'm not sure about. I can't remember what green I used, but we'll see. So the next one, I don't actually have a name for this, so I need to come up with one. If anyone has suggestions, that would be great. So it is a pale grey base, and then it has speckles of hot pink, neon yellow and black on it. Just thought it was super fun, because it is. Another new colourway is Raven Queen. So I believe this was October's Yarn Club last year. So it has, oh, look at that sparkle. It's kind of a very deep navy, and it's got areas of a darker navy, of like richer navy, and then it's overall like a charcoaly grey colour. It's really hard to explain, but super pretty. So this is obviously my sparkle sock and merino sock bases. So these weren't dry yesterday when I went to cake them up, or scale them up, so I haven't done it yet because they were still slightly damp. It was a fun game of, is this cold or just damp? It was damp. So on my merino sock, this one is anyway, this is Moloch. I think it's pronounced Moloch, M-O-L-O-C-H. And yeah, he is a demon in the 9 hells, and I saw his picture and I thought, oh, we can make a pretty skein of yarn. Oh, so much fun doing this. So yeah, he is a super rich red colour with speckles of deep brown and kind of orangey colours, and yeah, super fun. And I show it on a couple of bases because yarn dyes differently on different bases. BFL overall much easier, I find, to get a good solid colour. Merino, I've not mastered how to do a solid colour, so if anyone's got any tips, let me know. But yes, this is on my Sturdy DK base. And yeah, it's just a super rich red, and then the speckles. Ooh, ooh, stunner. Right, I'll pop them there because they do need twisting. And then embracing the autumnal theme. This is also actually my merino sock and Sturdy DK base. This, I think, is going to be called Wild Shape. It's a beautiful chocolatey brown, and then it's got kind of orangey speckles and deep brown speckles on it, and I just thought it'd be super fun. And then areas that are just that colour, not speckled, and yeah. So that's merino sock, and then Sturdy DK. It's much the same. I'm gonna have to speed up because I'm gonna run out of memory again. Oh, I deleted so many pictures. And then, oh, I had this idea in my head and I'm glad it paid off. This is Spectre, and it's kind of an ethereal mint green with grey and then black speckles on it. It's kind of a bit spooky, but make it spring. I don't know. Oh goodness, having all these charm bracelets on is not it. I wear them all the time, they get caught on yarn. I started saying mate ironically and now to say it seriously, and it's really annoying. So yeah, this is my Sturdy sock base, and they do need twisting. But yeah, it's just a really beautiful muted mint green colour. Ooh, that's it. That's everything going in the shop, I think. I'm pretty sure. I'm sure I've forgotten some. I need to lay them all out and label them. But if you have name suggestions for this one, that would be super appreciated. I mean, I'll sit and look through the spell book, but yeah, thanks. That is everything that is going to be in the shop tomorrow, no, Saturday the 18th of July at 9 AM BST. My shop is thecornerofcraft.co.uk. Be there or be square. Also, be sure to join me on Yorkshire Yarn Fest Instagram page at 8:45 in the morning, because I'm not gonna lie, I am usually up at around that time, but I'm not usually ready for the day. I'm usually sitting having a cup of tea in my pyjamas on a Saturday, but I'm gonna have to get all dolled up and ready, so please come and join me so I'm not just sitting by myself. And that is pretty much it. I kind of talked about what I've been up to and what I'm going to be up to throughout the video, so I won't do a dedicated section to this because you've all been very patient in listening to me waffle on. So yes, I hope that you liked the video and that you enjoyed it. Like I said last time, I love reading your comments about what you've been up to, what you've been knitting, crocheting, spinning, whatever. So please, please, please feel free to leave them in the comments below this video. It just really makes me happy and makes me feel like I'm not actually talking to myself through a camera, and that I'm actually making friends with all of you and sitting down having a cup of tea while we just chat about knitting, you know, we love it. Being self-employed through lockdown is a lonely, lonely existence. I don't have work colleagues. Anyway, I hope that you all enjoyed the video and that you, excuse me, outside loud noise, child. I hope you all got a lot done on your projects, or that I kept you company through your day, perhaps. Who knows? Don't forget that you can use the code HannahTuber20 to get 20% off your tea from Bird & Blend. And also, please remember to come and shop with me on Saturday, and all the other fantastic vendors. If you want a full list of vendors, please go and check out the Yorkshire Yarn Fest Instagram page for more information. If you would like to follow me on social media, like I said in the beginning, please feel free. Links can all be found in the description box below, as well as a link to the podcast notes, which will be on my website, not on Ravelry. Feel free to join in with the Crit and Knit Cal that's going on until the 31st of August, and I've got some prizes back here for you that will be selecting the people who won. And yes, I think that's everything. Thank you so much for watching. Please feel free to subscribe and hit the thumbs up button if you enjoyed it. If you didn't enjoy it, you can hit the thumbs down button. Many of you did last week, so thanks for that. It all counts as engagement on YouTube. But yes, engagement on YouTube just basically means that my video gets like blasted out to more people and recommended to more people because people find it interesting and are watching it and are engaging in it. Side note. Yeah, keep an eye out for the kind of indie biz mini series that I'll be coming up with or out with. And yes, thank you all so much for watching. I have loved spending the past hour, oh, it's a long one, with you. I'm gonna go pop the kettle on again, finish this cold cup of tea and get editing. I will see you all very soon. Please remember to stay safe, wear a mask, wash your hands, all that jazz, unless you live somewhere where there is no Roni. Very jealous. And I will be seeing you all very soon. Bye.